Hi, I'm John Vickers from Golf Swing Body Mechanics International, located in Miami Beach, Florida. Today I want to talk about how to increase your club head speed and power even after having a hip replacement. A lot of golfers today have hip replacements and they're still out playing golf, but sometimes they find that they've lost power or they've lost club head speed. I want to give you a few tips on how to ensure that you increase your power and club head speed. In order to generate more power and hit the ball farther, even after having a hip replacement, it's important to understand what your power zone is. And simply, your power zone is going to be the area of your torso in this area, and I will say your oblique muscles that help rotate your torso, and the other area are going to be your glutes, because your glutes are going to do two things. They're going to provide stability for your movement, and then they're going to allow good hip range of motion movement. So those two areas are crucial in order for you to be able to create more power and to hit the ball farther, even after having a hip replacement. The one thing that I see that's very common is that once you get that hip replacement, the side that the replacement was done, you have great hip motion, range of motion. But the opposite side is the side that generally becomes the problem because you have less motion in there, and that's the side that I would recommend that you work on improving that range of motion, because when you have better range of motion in both hips and they're more symmetrical, then you're going to be able to, again, generate more power because you're going to have more stability and more balance, and that increase in power is going to help that club head increase its speed, and when it makes contact with the ball in the impact zone, your ball's going to go farther. The purpose of this video is to show golfers who have had hip replacements what's the most important things they need to do in order to be able to generate the power and club head speed that they want to do after their hip replacement. So here are my 3 recommendations. Number 1, ensure that you get the hip muscles of your operated joint, get those muscles stronger. Number 2 is the opposite side, the opposite hip. Improve your range of motion on that side, because what's happened over the time that this, for example, if you had a right hip replacement, over the time that this left side was picking up the slack for the damaged right side, this left side was getting tighter. And so after your operation, you're going to find that your right side is going to be so much looser than your left. And in order to be able to generate more power in your golf swing, they have to be symmetrical as far as their range of motion and their strength. So that's my second recommendation. My third recommendation is going to be to ensure your shoulder blades, that both shoulder blades move equally and that they have the same amount of strength. Because again, how our bodies work is that, for example, my right hip and leg work in conjunction with the opposite side. Because if you remember, when you walk and my right leg goes forward, well, guess what? My left arm's going forward. And that's going to be a function of my shoulder blade on my left and my hip on the right to make that happen. So those are my 3 recommendations. If you have any questions, please contact me.